Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. We are back for the review of Manchester United 1, West Ham United 1. I'm joined by Joe.
Hello.
And Alex.
Hi.
What do you think to that?
Not great. Obviously, could have done with a win today. Could have done with getting 3 points to make sure that third place is a bit more cemented than what it is at the minute. I thought West Ham just were a better team overall. Like they did a lot. Oh, that's me again. West Ham did a lot of stuff right to sort of take us apart a bit and stop the flow of football. But also, I just don't. Something about the team.
Yeah.
Something about United.
It was weird. It looks to me like we're shitting ourselves.
There's a bit of that. I think last week we can't use the excuse that we've not had much rest. The backlog of games, the fact that we've tried to play the same 11, 15 times in a row and was looking good. We were kind of using that as an excuse. But now, it's just, can you keep using that excuse? Can you keep just saying they're knackered? Because I think Bruno is. I think he's had half an hour off since lockdown's come back. I think
that's
he's
including
fucked.
a 120-minute game as well.
Yeah,
so
120-minute game. So he had the half an hour off against Brighton, I think it was. Yeah. Hardly had a break. We looked poor at the weekend, and put the full strength team out tonight. Full backs are debatable, but that's as good a forward six we can do. And we were shit. We just ball was slow, and how West Ham, who they've got their point tonight to guarantee it, but they didn't really need a point. They didn't really have anything to play for. How did they look more up for it than the team that, if they win this tonight, a third? Pretty comfortable in the end there, and everything was slow. It was boring. It was no one trying anything. It was safe passes. It just wasn't good.
It was a story of mistakes, wasn't it, for United? The United started, I thought, relatively well. We allowed, I think the first 20 minutes we had 80% possession or something ridiculous, didn't we? So and then toward the end of the half, though, we allowed West Ham in. Their goal came from a free kick that was passed and then hit into the box. Poor Pogba palming the ball away.
Yeah, I think if you look at why United were poor, and it was the breakdown in midfield, Matic had a very poor game, and there was a lot of mistakes in him today, and there was a lot of fouls in him today, and there was a lot of times where his arms went flying, his leg was still left in, a kick here, a slap there, and he got penalised for that a lot. Pogba with the mistake for the penalty when his arms go up in the air, and then his attitude wasn't great as well. I thought, we said, didn't we, in the watch songs, that he's going to have an unbelievable second half.
He needs to, he needs to come out flying.
But he didn't. He just let that either just overwhelm him that he made a mistake, or he just was just poor. He had one of the poor days. And then Fernandes is knackered, or he just didn't have one of his all-star games. So I think it was a breakdown in the midfield, which then the confidence kind of went up front, and then again, we're lacking confidence at the back. I didn't say they're the worst games in the world.
The few of them, I didn't think Fosu Mensah looked good first half. I didn't think he was bad necessarily, but
did he go off in the second half?
He went off at half time.
No, did he go off because of form, do you think?
We're not sure why.
I think he had a booking as well, so there was a little bit of that.
I thought Brandon Williams was poor again. I thought, like you said, poor Pogba wasn't great, and that's just. When you're 10 years old, you're allowed to put your hands in front of your face because you're scared of the ball hitting it. Yeah. When you're 27 and you've been playing football professionally for 10 years and you're in a wall, so your job is to let the ball hit you in the face if you have to, you can't do that.
No, it's ridiculous. It's madness. What's in an important game again? It just seems like it's a ridiculously silly mistake. We had it last year in the Chelsea game when we could have done it. I think it was De Gea made a daft mistake in that point, but it just seems like at the minute, whether it's nerves, whatever it is,
there'll be some of that playing a part.
There's just something that's making do rash things again, and it's.
I thought Rashford was sort of alienated out of the game a bit. Yeah, but Martial did some good things during the game, but it wasn't the spark that he didn't set the world alight. Greenwood again taking his chances and being an
excellent goal from Greenwood.
It was, and. Even, Steve said in the watch along where it was like, even that felt like one too many passes. And it felt like that was the whole thing throughout the game where you're trying to walk it in. We weren't just shifting it and having a shot, were we? There was a lot of, and the one-touch football does look good. That's what United, around the box, which is starting to look better.
Some of it we overplayed a little bit, didn't we?
Completely doing that. I think that in the first half, 60% possession or 80% in the first 10 minutes. But without really creating anything, without even testing the goalkeeper. Fabianski's an okay keeper, but just have some shots. You can't score. We've had the stats are up there. We've had 11 shots, 4 on target. West Ham 12-3,
theirs.
echoing them.
Yeah.
It's not much different. We should be better than that. We definitely should be better than that.
Yeah, and again, it's a shame, isn't it? Because actually, I mean, if you take away, obviously we weren't very good again. We've mentioned it's been pretty much all negative so far. Let's look at a couple of positive things.
Yeah.
First of all, if you take away the mistake, which I know you can't because the mistake was made, they didn't make many chances today, West Ham. I know they had 12 shots to the target. I can't think of another dangerous chance that they made particularly.
Not really.
No, not really.
They didn't create much.
Yeah, they didn't create much, and was that due to their lack of quality?
Well, yeah, they're not very good.
They're just not very good.
Stop them and break them down when they were getting a bit of momentum.
Yeah, I mean, they're
so
not
that
a
was
very good team.
That was good, but I think what positives taken out of it.
Greenwood again.
Greenwood is the most positive
positive
thing. The fact that he got another goal, and there was chat about his record or what he will stand up against Owen's first season, Fowler's first season,
Rooney's first season.
He will be up there amongst those key players because he's bagged a lot of goals. I'm looking down the team sheet thinking, where's the next positive?
Let's not look for maybe not an
next
positive.
Third.
Well, yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. But I thought David De Gea didn't do much, but there was a lot of eyes on him before the game. It's one of them where the cameraman's following him and around his box.
Something's up then.
There's something going on with David De Gea that needed to be looked at, needed to be addressed potentially. Didn't make a mistake today. Just had the sort of kind of
it was an okay game.
You know, again, didn't go the right way with the penalty, but he never does. But it was the kind of game that he would have wanted after the calamitous game against Chelsea, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Which is nice to see.
He did okay, mate. There was a couple of good saves in there as well. I think there was one where he tipped it over. There was a good save.
Super chat, yeah.
If the best thing about the game is that David De Gea didn't make that many bad mistakes.
It's not the best thing about the game.
No,
we're just looking
we didn't have a good game.
Yeah,
it was a poor game. It's very poor.
Another super chat here from James Norris. Thanks, mate. Fatigue could be an issue. Not enough quality from the bench. And I think this is the thing as well that there'll be quite there's questions today, and I've seen a lot of comments all the way through saying it's Ollie's fault. Ollie's not managed things right, but that he tried to rotate the weekend. That was our B. That was our plan B last weekend. There's only a couple of
changes in that team. That wasn't like
that was the plan B last
team.
week, and that looked shit. You did like you said, the Norwich team that was a big change. Was so dreadful.
Average. Yeah.
So again, there's these question marks today. You go, should he have done this? Well, what's the other option? He played his strongest team today.
Yeah.
Should he have rested? Could he have rested earlier on? Could he have rested other teams elsewhere? No, because you've seen what's happened when we did. We rested at the weekend, brought in some other players, Fred came back into the team, Dan James came back into the team, and there's just no.
And that's and that team that we played against Chelsea, like you said, is only the B team. It wasn't the C team like we saw against Norwich. It was a few changes in a formation that we've used to some success against top teams before. So that wasn't some bizarre formation, and we were shit. Yeah. And then people talking about Jack Grealish, do we need him? I think we've seen over the last week, we definitely need him.
We need
so we can rotate Bruno.
We need a
couple of
Jack Grealish.
Exactly.
Let's not forget as well. This next season will be shortened. So you got to think if we're taking a lot of games coming now, we might start the season in September, which means there will be a lot of midweek games. Yeah. So we've got to think about that. So if we're struggling now with these midweek games and these games coming every 4 days, it could even be that, because hopefully we'll definitely have European football. There'll be the Carabao Cup in the middle of that, FA Cup will appear, and 38 games between September and May.
And especially if we are pushing again for a comfortable top 4 finish, we are pushing for other things, then hopefully, then those games are going to matter more as well.
Yeah,
that's definitely the thing. It's not like we're going to be in a position where we're 10 points clear and it doesn't matter.
We've got another super chat from.
There's another one from Kyle. Let me get this one first because this was a while ago.
Yeah.
I feel like Ollie's just trying to make it to the transfer market, and he will have his bench. We don't lose this game next year. He says.
Hopefully not, but again, this shortened transfer window, whatever it is, we haven't got a lot of opportunity.
Yeah.
The Sancho deal is obviously the one that wants to get through. There's the Grealish one. There's not really been much talk about anything else now.
No, there's been mentions of a centre back,
but no one said who that's going to be. No. So,
other than Nathan Ake, who looks like he's going to Man City.
Zane said, United, the Gunners are gunning for you next season. Get ready. I mean, you've got to get past Burnley. No. You've got to get past Burnley first.
How is it? It's just like. Arsenal, innit? Whatever.
It's not
Ross Murphy says, if it ain't, it isn't all his fault. He must have said to them players, go out there and put a performance. They're just knackered, most of them.
Yeah, Ross might have a point. Ross, you got a point.
That's our first strength team. That.
Yeah, it is our first strength team. Yeah. So you look at what's to come. I mean, the season is over. on
It's not yet.
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah.
But then we've still got a Europa League run, however that will be formatted. You've still got to think about, what's Ollie's priorities, and I'm guessing obviously Sunday we got to win. I wouldn't even like the idea of just playing for a draw, so to speak.
Playing for a draw is a horrific thing to do. For me, sometimes, and we'll talk about that now. Obviously, United are in third currently, and Chelsea are playing Liverpool. Obviously, anyone watching this tomorrow, this may have aged very badly if Liverpool have just lost 4-0 to Chelsea. But as things stand, United are up into third. Chelsea 1 point behind with a game in hand. But that is a positive. We are ahead of Leicester with the same games played, and that's the first time that's happened. When's the last time we were in the top 4 with the same games played as
long time ago?
Yeah, a long
so
time.
So it's been a hell of a long time.
Third place.
And also, let's also think as well. Let's say we had 2 points more, we still would have been a loss to Leicester away from being out of top 4.
Yeah. Well, different scenarios here then. Third place we're currently now. You go into the Leicester game. Two draws. If we get a draw, we're definitely in.
A draw will do it.
A draw and a win, we're definitely in.
A draw will definitely do it. We can lose, but this all depends on Chelsea. Depends on Chelsea's performance. Chelsea have to go lose if we get beat at the weekend. We've got a couple more super chats. Joe just said, "I'm going to let United bury me so they can let me down one last time." Another missed opportunity.
There was a missed opportunity, but we still weren't safe. If we'd have won 4-0, all we'd have had to have done is not lost 4-0 to Leicester. But once these 60 minutes gone there, it was clear we were never going to win by more than one goal if we were going to win. And in that instance, if we'd have lost to Leicester by 1 goal, we would have been out of top 4
We've got another super chat here. The anti-Matic agenda is in full force. He was our best player on the pitch. We dropped points today because of Ollie's naivety.
The thing is,
and we should be worried about how trash Bruno has been for a minute now.
Here's the thing. First of all, Matic is not the sort of player that anyone gets an agenda about.
I don't quite mean.
Is it? Matic is Matic. Like, if he's good, he's good. If he's not, he's not. The amount of agendas we've been accused of having of Ole in agenda, Pogba out agenda, Martial agenda, Rashford. Like, we ain't
it's
got
a
an
Manchester United win agenda.
We ain't got an agenda. It just Matic wasn't very good today, and he kept giving fouls away, and he kept giving the ball away.
And that's
there was loads of them who weren't good. We said that.
A lot of the fouls that Matic gave away were, he was half a step away from someone, dangled a leg, like you said, dangled an elbow.
And he pulled someone's shirt on the edge of the box.
Because he was half a step off the pace of it all. It wasn't a case of him.
So mentally, with United's past games, and when we restarted, we did quite well. We had a little run of form.
Yeah.
There's been pressure on the last 2 games, haven't there? You're in an FA Cup semi-final, and you're in basically, let's win this game. We can be comfortable in top 4, and it's not gone very well for us.
No.
We played with a bit of freedom after the restart, and that obviously we picked up results.
And that
Are you worried about the mentality of United players?
Dan's put another super chat in. I'll just jump to that. Ollie's done well this year with the injuries. Who thought we'd be third with the game to go? Add a bit of depth to the squad, we'll be okay next season.
True. That's a good point. Back to Joe's point about, are you worried about the mentality of the team? I'm not. I think they don't have the best mentality, but I'm not worried about that because it's to be expected. We've been shit and inconsistent for so long. Anyone that's just arrived, like Bruno, is knackered. Anyone that's been there for multiple years has good reason to be a bit fragile and a bit nervous in this sort of position because they've not got much experience of it.
No.
Like, I think, Luke Shaw's been top 4 twice in the 6 years he's been there, or the 5 years. Like, this team is a nervous, scared, inexperienced, poor team.
This is sadly.
So it's no wonder that they're scared and they're shitting
sadly, for the past 7 years, there's only De Gea left from the normality of finishing in the top 4. We've not got many of them.
No.
A lot of them players that we've got are players that are brought in that are younger, that have never done this before, and that are probably nervous. And
exactly.
The guys that you're kind of saying, these are the personalities you can rely upon. Your Rashfords, your Martials, your Pogbas. You take Bruno out of it.
Yeah.
They're guys that have been absolutely slated and accused of all this over the past few years.
Of the 24 months that Martial and Rashford have had. And Pogba.
Yeah.
Are 3 of our most key players. Rashford was called shit by his former manager at the start of this season. Martial's been called shit by everyone up until this season and dropped for this player and that player. Paul Pogba's been like the Wayne Rooney of Manchester United for the last 2 years. And no one likes him. Everything he does is wrong. So it's no wonder that they're a bit nervous and a bit fucking hell. We've got a chance to actually do the bare minimum, really. But I think they're mentally fragile, but I can't really blame them.
No, we've got 2 more super chats. Ross has said watching United passing around not forward felt like LVG. It didn't to me. It felt nervous rather than Louis van Gaal wanted
hopeless.
that. Louis van Gaal wanted that. He didn't want players going past people. It did feel similar football, but I felt because it was nervous. There was no one trying passes because it was the fear of failure rather than that. And then the final one is, we don't get Champions League, then don't get Sancho with a question mark. What do we reckon to that?
No, I don't think that matters.
Yeah,
I don't think that's true.
I think if we pay the money, we're getting him regardless.
Yeah.
Sancho's massive. Do you know what? If we still finish top 4, which I think we probably will, but obviously it's a huge game on Sunday. If we still finish top 4, I don't mind that we slow down a bit toward the end of the season, because it makes you go, fuck, we need more midfielders, we need another left back, we need another right winger, we could do with a centre back. And maybe if we'd have cruised to the end of the season, we'd have gone, whoa, like people going, don't need Grealish. We all know now. There's no forgetting what this has been like. We need more better players.
Spend some fucking money.
Yeah, yes, we need a lot of players. We need strength in depth.
If it can be a bit of a wake-up call on the way to top 4, might not be the worst thing in the world. But
Ross saying, who's your man of the match? That's a good way to end it. Let's go on the match today.
Fucking hell.
It's a
Maguire?
hard question.
I'd say Maguire for me. I thought it was all right.
For me, because he took a chance was Greenwood. That's the only... Again, I think the whole team was poor. I think the whole way through. I think the only thing for me is Greenwood, again, shows what he can do when he's given half a chance.
Man of the match?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go. I have Greenwood and Maguire. None of them do well.
No.
I'm going to just say Greenwood because he scored the goal. But even when you look down, Brandon Williams could have had a better game today.
Brandon Williams is poor.
I mean, we don't pick out the young lad. He's only young, but he will hopefully learn from this.
Yep.
Who's he learning from?
And also, he's had a fucking rough 10 days, hasn't he? Getting battered and then coming into the Chelsea game, having a poor match, getting battered again. They're all battered for the last 2 games. Yeah. And now he's got to come in and try and hold the ball up and, win a game against West Ham. So it's a difficult week for them all, but we need more players. But I hate the term, it's in our hands.
See you
so
Sunday.
Let's say it's in our flange.
It's in our flange.
Now, see you Sunday.
Chelsea will get battered.
Yeah. Thank you very much for joining us. It's another nervy game for United, wasn't it? But win or draw on Sunday, top 4. Win or draw, top 4. See you in a bit.
What a rhyme.